Wait, so that can they hear us right now? Should I mute myself?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the International and District Documents webinar hosted by the 2017-2018 District Laws and Regulations Committee. Yay, this is going to be one of our first webinars this term. So you can expect to see a lot of informational webinars about us. All right, so we're going to introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin Dutch. I currently attend Orange Coast College as a fourth year. I am the district secretary for the CNH Circle K, and I am currently the chair of the Laws and Regulations Committee.
Hello everyone, my name is Amir Patel and I'm a second year at UCLA and I'm serving this year as Administrative Executive Assistant on the LNR Committee.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine Hong from OCC and I'm currently the Creative Assistant for LNR.
Hello, my name is Wayne Chang and I go to San Francisco State University and I'm a second year and I'm the Northern Liaison, which means I preside over Capitol, Golden Gate, and Sunset.
Hi everyone, I'm Gerald Umali and I am a second year at UCSB. I am the Central Liaison for the LNR Committee and I preside over Central Coast, Foothill, and Desert Oasis.
Hi, I'm Alexandra. I'm from UC San Diego. I'm an incoming third year, and I am the Southern Liaison for the LNR Committee. And I preside over Paradise, Metro, and Magic Kingdom.
All right, so to understand what our district documents are about, we have to look a bit further up, which is the international level. So for those who do not know, there is the club level, then division level, district level, and international. So okay, international as a whole has a set of bylaws and policy code that we must follow. Other districts, we being the California, Nevada, Hawaii district, have our own set of bylaws and district operating procedures that follow CKI's bylaws and policy code. So international bylaws cover general information about the Circle K organization, such as what we are, what our mission is, what are the districts, who are the board members on an international level, what is a structure of a club, and so on. We base our district bylaws off of this, so you can expect them to look pretty similar, but we do have our own set of rules that we have for our district as well. Our district operating procedures mimics the International Policy Code, which covers the logistics and functions of our organization, such as what is considered as service hours or administrative hours, what do you need to be considered for candidacy of international office, what the procedure is on removing or replacing an international officer, the code of conduct, and so on. This document sets policies for us to follow, hence the title. So where can I find these documents? These documents are typically found on the circlek.org website. So once you head on over to the website, there's going to be a resource tab button on the top of the page that you can click on, and then you can navigate down below to International Board Governance. In there, you should be able to find a set of international bylaws from 2016 and policy code from 2017. So while I briefly went over all of these international documents, you all heard me mention district bylaws and district operating procedures, but I haven't really talked about it. So let's have Amir Patel talk about what these district documents are.
Okay, so we have two main district documents and they are the bylaws and the operating procedures. So both of these documents are based upon international policies, so they're in line with those documents that Caitlin previously mentioned, as well as the decisions made by our district membership. So members have a couple of opportunities to get involved in how these documents are shaped and also ways that these documents change every year. So with the support of their lieutenant governors, members have the opportunity to suggest amendments to district board. And if district board decides that these amendments are appropriate, they will be moved on and voted upon at district convention during House of Delegates. And so if delegates at House of Delegates at district convention vote for these amendments, then they'll be adopted and our district documents will change. And these documents are very essential to the function of our district. They build upon one another. So our bylaws, they mainly outline the function of our district and just the club and officer roles and many other administrative policies and things like that for events in the district throughout the year. And then in other terms, the operating procedures lays the work for the foundation for the work done by the district throughout the year. So defining key terms such as fundraising and service, and just it builds upon the bylaws. If you want to access these documents, which I strongly recommend you do after this webinar, you can go to our district website, cnhcirclek.org, go to the tab at the top, resources tab, go down to the downloads select button, and then once you're on that page, you can go all the way down to policies, forms, and manuals, and it's number 3, district bylaws, or number 4, district operating procedures that you can download. After reading, feel free to share with your members or your loved ones. And next, we'll be having Wayne Chang talk about how these documents are important.
Okay, so in any company or organization, the bylaws are actually the most important legal document because they govern the day-to-day operations for every member and officer. They include and define the basic components of our organization, such as the name and purpose of our organization, our officers, members, meetings, instructions for amending the bylaws, etc. Additionally, the bylaws include all the legally binding rules that our district abides by. And having all this information helps us avoid running into any confusion and issues during the term. And moving on to the district operating procedures, they're a little bit different. So in the sort of corporate world, operating procedures serve as a guide for workers to carry out their operations. So we can kind of think about it in the same way where the DOP is sort of like an instruction manual for our district. Additionally, the operating procedures are in place to create uniformity throughout the years. So for example, we all know about Fall Training Conference, which is coming up very soon. And so Fall Training Conference is set to be held between November 1st and prior to Thanksgiving weekend. And this is stated in our operating procedures. So you can really start to see how this document makes sure that our organization establishes like a sense of consistency, no matter like how many years go by. So now that you have learned why they're important, Alexandra is going to go give you a general overview of the bylaws.
Okay, hi. So the district bylaws are rules that pertain to the district and specifically the administrative aspect of a district. Because of these rules, the district bylaws mainly pertain to district board. It describes what their rules are, how they are elected, and how the board should run and operate in general. It's basically the rule book that's telling the people in charge what to do. So questions that people ask that can be answered by the bylaws include definitions such as what is the purpose of the district? What positions are considered that of district board and what are their duties? What committees are in the district? The district bylaws also answers procedural questions relating to district boards such as how do district board meetings work? How does district convention work? Can the district enter lotteries? What happens if an officer leaves district board? And can the district make any more rules that are not in the bylaws, which we have, by the way. That's what the district operating procedures are. There are many other questions that the bylaws can answer as well, some of which we can find in this handy dandy word art graphic on the slide. And yeah, so next up we have Jero Umali talking about the district operating procedures.
Okay. Hi. So the district operating procedures, just as Amir had said, is kind of like the foundation for a district. So think of it as the backbone document for the district, and it tells us how the district should function and how it should be organized. And it sort of puts everything into existence. So for example, it establishes our divisions like Central Coast, Foothill, Desert Oasis, etc. And it also establishes the positions for the District Board of Officers and sort of details their duties. So if you're interested in running for any of the district board positions, you should take a look at this document specifically. And there's also a general guide on how individual Circle K clubs should work and what their function is and what their purpose is. And the DOPs also establish what the district will provide for its members. So this includes Fall Training Conference, decon, and the Sunburst publication. And lastly, it sets laws for the members of the district. So in the DOPs, there are laws for the general conduct of members during Circle K events. So these laws include punishments for possessing alcohol, vandalism, and just overall rowdiness at these events. And so moving on to Catherine Huang for additional information.
Okay. Hey guys. So on our committee, we tend to bump into a lot of like frequently asked questions. Our first one is, what if my school doesn't allow me to charter a Circle K club? Any student of good character who is officially enrolled for at least a part-time status, as defined by your college or university, may be elected to be an active membership in a local Circle K club. So let's say at OCC we didn't have a club. Your local club would be UCI, and you can ask to transfer there for a part-time. Another question is, could I hold a dual membership with another school or another Kiwanis branch? No. No person shall be able to hold another membership either in Circle K or any other of the branches. Our third one would be, could incoming key clubbers or key winners attend events at Circle K? They are able to attend after they graduate and after their Key Club International Convention date. Okay. And may I attend other Circle K events from my hometown? So yes, you are able to attend other events from your club back home, but you must have approval from our administration, Camille and Lawrence, at least 3 weeks in advance. What are club bylaws and how do I get them? So for each level of the Circle K, except for your division, there are a set of outlines that are governing rules for our district or club. Not all clubs have the same structure of bylaws because each school expects different things. So you do have to find like a standard template on our circlek.org. It's under resources, and you could find it under club operations and leadership. And do you guys have any questions so far? Any questions, concerns? What happens if someone leaves district board? Caitlin?
What happens if someone leaves district board?
Yes.
For that, there is a voting process that is held by the district board, so by the district governor. So that means Lawrence will be holding like a voting process of if this person wants to leave district board and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it.
May I ask, what if there's something that we aren't sure we can do or not, and there's no bylaws on it? So let's say if we never establish a rule, what should we do?
Let's see. For that, if you're gonna say, for instance, that there is no gambling that's stated in the bylaws, then you basically have to do like common sense. Like obviously, if you're 21 and over, then yes, you can gamble, but you have to know that you're also under Circle K hours. So know what you're representing and know that whatever you do, people are going to, see that. And you're also representing Circle K as an organization. So it's more mainly common sense of things that are not stated in the bylaws that you have to take into consideration. So to go back on that question that someone asked, what if somebody leaves district board? Then that position becomes vacant, and then someone will be appointed by the district board. So Max asks, approval for event attendance is only for non-hometown / other division events, right? Yes, you're correct. For example, I'm just going to give an example. If you are from the southern region of California, so let's say that you're from Magic Kingdom, but you want to attend Sekai North, but you're not from that area. So that is an example of an event that you have to get approval from our district administrator, Camille, and our district governor, Lawrence. And you have to give like a reason why you want to attend, your method of traveling, and where do you plan to stay in that area.
Okay, so Nicholas asks, what's the procedure for amending club bylaws?
The procedure for amending club bylaws is typically held in your own club setting. You have to hold a general meeting and let your general members know what part of your bylaws that you want to amend so that they have time, they know what you're talking about. And then you have to give at least 2 weeks to do a voting process on them. During that 2 weeks, they're going to think about why you want to amend your club bylaws. And they're also going to think of things to say. Maybe they don't want you to amend it and stuff like that. And then after that, at another general meeting, you're going to vote on it. And once you do vote on it and it passed, then you can officially do it at your club elections.
Quan asks, if my home division is Sunset, am I allowed to attend CKI North or do I need approval to attend?
If your home division is Sunset and you want to attend CKI North, you should be able to because Sunset is in the northern part of California. So other divisions that can go to CKI North would be like Golden Gate, Capitol, the northern part of Central Coast. Is Circle K a 501c3 nonprofit organization? Circle K is actually a 501c4. Kiwanis, however, is a 501c3, so they can get help if that their sponsor clubs can get donations and whatnot. Andrew Kane asks, are we allowed to change our bylaws once it is already set into place? Yes, you can. I answered a similar question earlier. So if there is something in your club bylaws that you want to change, be sure to notify your club members about that and on it, and then officially vote on it during your club elections, which is probably going to take place in late December or January or so. Dylan Huynh asks, how do you go about amending the bylaws? For the district bylaws, if there is something in there that you want to amend, you do have to go through it with your lieutenant governor first. So if your lieutenant governor approves of what you want to amend, then you and that lieutenant governor can propose this amendment at a district board meeting. And then the district board officers will vote on it. And if it's passed, then it will go to House of Delegates at district convention, which is held in March. And then that is where the delegates, who are club representatives, and the district board officers, we're gonna vote on it. And if it passed, then that means we passed it as a district, and that is also going to go to Kiwanis to approve.
Alvin Nguyen asks, can an individual volunteer at events outside of their division with another club?
Yes, you should be able to volunteer at events outside of your division, if only you are close enough to attend that event. So like if you're 15 minutes away, then I don't see why there should be a problem. But just, double check with that club officers first and let them know that you're attending so that they can get a heads up.
Andrew added, wouldn't you need to IRF that?
In regards to IRFing that, if it's in that home region, that home county, then you wouldn't need to. But if the only times you would need to IRF something is if you want a club from another division. Let's say that Magic Kingdom wants clubs from Foothill or from Desert Races to attend their event, then that's an example of what you need to IRF.
Braden asks, how should infractions to club bylaws be handled? Personally, I think the best way you could handle like infractions to club bylaws is informing your divisional liaison or like even talking to your LTG. But if you have any further questions, you could definitely contact Caitlin about that.
To add on to what Catherine said about the infractions to club bylaws question, most of the time a club president and the vicer will put them in a club, not, quotes, not in good standing, allow them to have member benefits. So if they infract the district code of conduct, then their membership is suspended by the district, minimum of 90 days due to policy code.
Do you guys have any further questions? Okay, David Sue asks, would service hours be granted for volunteering at an event that is hosted by a for-profit organization? No.
Yeah, no, service hours would not be granted. Instead, administrative hours should be granted for that. An example that I can give is if a club is volunteering at a night market, so OC Night Market 66 downtown LA night market, not the night market is they're doing things for profit. And if we're helping them out, like volunteering by doing ticket sales and stuff like that, then that is an example of administrative hours. But if you were to have your own booth there, so you're not doing anything with the night market, you're just sitting there doing your own thing, then that is considered as service hours. So if you're just as a guide for how your club functions. But if there is anything that you want to change, or if there is anything that you want to add, then that is when you have to go through this approval process with the club and the elections in the district.
Andrew asks, does the bylaws need to be renewed every year?
All right, I answered that.
Kwan asked, if your bylaws are grammatically flawed, do you have to go through revisions process with general members and all just to fix it?
If it's not that big of a change, then no. But if there is something that you are changing, if there is something that you're changing that is pretty drastic, then that is when you're gonna have to go through with your general members to fix it.
Do you guys have any final questions before we end the webinar? Any questions or concerns? Any comments? Lawrence asks, when is the deadline to submit proposals for the next board meeting?
The proposal to submit, the deadline to submit proposals for the next board meeting, which is in November. The final draft to send a board proposal, a final draft to send a proposal is Monday, October 23rd by 11:59 p.m. So if there is something that you want to propose to the district, be sure to go to your lieutenant governor, go through with them, see if they approve it or not, and then that's when you can, and if it's approved, that's when you can propose it at our district board meeting.
So any final questions, concerns before we peace out? Okay, no? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for showing up. Caitlin, final words?
Okay, this is our contact information. I understand that we only went over the documents pretty briefly, but you can look it over yourself on our Senior Circle K website and also the Circle K website. So once you do get a chance to look it over, and if you guys do have any more questions about it, then you can definitely ask me or any one of my laws and regulations committee members. Contacting us through Messenger works just as fine. We pretty much respond faster through Messenger, but email works too. So thank you everyone for attending our webinar. I hope you were able to know more about our bylaws and district operating procedures if you haven't gotten a chance to look them over. But yeah, please look them over. They're pretty important to our district. Thanks.
Thank you.